Hi, challenge fans. I guess you can consider this kind of a face reveal, but also, me finally going in and completely just straight up like, hey, what's going on? You're finally gonna get an actual video from me, myself, commentary and whatnot. So I did ask you guys to give me your predictions for the season 38 cast. What rookies you think were going to be on the show, what vets you think were coming back, and where the location would be. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm hearing around March might be the time where casting happens. Either that or they finally get picked or they go for filming. So right now we're kind of in the dark about who the cast is. And besides that, none of the spoiler pages have even posted anything. So now it's our time to have some fun here and talk about who's going to be on the show. And that's why I asked you guys to give me your predictions, and we're going to be reading some of them and going kind of in depth, seeing who's likely, who's not likely. And let's just go ahead and start with this first one, which is really long, but I think is actually the closest that we could get to actually having a perfect cast. So the user Michael here actually had a lot to say, and he starts off by giving out the rookies that he believes are going to be on the challenge. Some of those rookies include Christian, Alyssa, Zach, Catherine, Annalise, Xavier, Kemi, Kylan, Whitney, and Cody from Big Brother, Love Island US, Cinco, Johnny and Trey from Are You the One, Deandra, and then from Survivor, Lauren, and then he also puts at the end Bryce Hall, ? And I'll get into what that really means in a little bit. And then they also said they're not sure about the international rookies, which a lot of us really aren't. There's so many international shows. But then he goes on to say vets like Cara Maria, Polly, Josh, Nelson, Tori, Nam, Theo, Jay, Amber, Jenny, and I'm thinking he's talking about Jenny West, Brittany, Emmy, Michelle, Kyle, ? Josiah, ? Emmanuel, Berna, Michaela, Asaf, or Asif, I don't know how you guys would want to say that, but ? Natalie, Negrodi, Esther, Huey, Coriel, Tasha, Ed, and Priscilla. And then he goes on to say vets that he's not 100% sure about, and Fessy is one of them. And Fessy, for real, it just has to do with his disqualification. If you guys didn't know, it was Josh and him got into a fight. He put his hands on Josh, and that was the end of that. He got disqualified. He could be banned for a little bit. I don't think it's a blacklist case scenario. But then he also goes on to say Casey, not sure either, because she said she doesn't expect a callback, but I think it's likely we might see her, which I think is possible. Ashley, same reason as Fessy, she got a DQ. We have Nani, she'll go because Casey is on, or she'll take some time off for herself. CT, probably working on a movie. Kayla, because of All Stars. Jordan, same with Kayla. Anissa is probably still healing. Jenna and Zach, as long as it's before April, which is completely doubtful at this moment, maybe they'll be on. And I said this before on a post of mine on here, not a video, just a straight up post. Wes, who just won All Stars, Natalie A, due to some comments in the past, but we could see her again, Davon, Hunter, and Laurel, as well as a location in someplace in Asia with a location switch towards the final like other seasons in the past have had. Now, I actually really do like these predictions. They're really good predictions, and before I even say anything else, I'm going to go into why Bryce Hall was a ? Type of deal, and explain a little bit more on what's up with that and why he was even in my video and why people are like, that's so unrealistic. Well, one, it's unrealistic because yes, he's an online influencer, but what many people don't realize is the challenge not only is just an entertainment type thing, they like ratings, they want ratings, and they want more people to watch the show. So getting online influencers, YouTubers, TikTokers, ex-Viners, all that stuff could boost their ratings because they get an entirely new audience to watch. And that's also why they even got Tyler Oakley, or they at least tried to ask Tyler Oakley, who was on The Amazing Race, because at least he would make sense because he was still on a reality show nonetheless. But why they asked him to do the show even though he declined. But now let's go ahead and into why Bryce Hall even is floating around in the first place. And that actually has to do with the fact that Corey Wharton had posted a photo of him and Bryce Hall, and then he tags the challenge saying, hey, how about we get him, saying, hey, Bryce Hall says he wants to be on the challenge. And now what many people don't realize is when someone from the challenge, like any contestant, decides to bring a name to the producer's table, they actually do some research on the person, and those names are taken into high consideration because they were recommended by someone who's already been on the challenge. So by Corey suggesting Bryce Hall, his name is now on the table, and if they wanted to, they could cast him. And don't think that this is like a first time thing, because in the past they have done this as well. Jay actually was able to, Jay from Survivor, yeah, that Jay, had bought up Michaela's name and Tommy's name, I believe. I know production was already looking at Michelle, and Michelle was supposed to be in since like War of the Worlds, I believe, and that was supposed to be the first one. But Jay bought Michaela's name to the table and Tommy's name to the table, and that's how they got casted, because they were taken into consideration because Jay bought them up. As well as everyone else, Catherine would love to see, I think everyone would like to see her. She's one of the only good players to actually come out of Big Brother 21, a shipwreck of a season that was. Personally, I also would like to see Kemi from that season. And David, maybe, but David has said that he doesn't really want to do it. Zach was someone who was supposed to do War of the Worlds as well. Never happened, but would love to see him. Cody was speculated for Spies, Lies, and Allies. Didn't make it. Another Big Brother player that I personally would love is Mark Jansen. 100% good player. And we go down the list. If we just keep going down the list. Yeah, see, Kemi's name was in there. Whitney, I think, is someone that people would love to see as well. Personally, I wouldn't be upset if they bought her in or didn't. Kylan and Xavier, though, I think they have already actually put out there that, like, hey, like, they would be interested, and they've even done a lot of training just in case they do get casted, which is good. They're already ahead of the game. Alyssa and Christian, not gonna say too much about them. Maybe for an X's type season, it's possible, but I don't really see that being the case. But then we also got Love Island US, and I don't really know too much about Love Island at all. I've never watched the US version, never watched the UK version, not at all. But I believe Johnny was on the casting list for either Spies, Lies, and Allies or Double Agents. I don't remember. He was on there for one of the two, and I'm actually going to do some research real quick on some of the other players that are on here. Trey, I think, was also another one that was on the list. So yeah, I'm looking at Cinco Holland Jr. Alright, he looks like he's physically fit to be on the challenge. 100%. Cinco Holland Jr. So he's on season 3. He's 26 years old, from Ashburn, Virginia, and he's a delivery driver, and he was born in 1995. So yeah, he's young. And then for Trey, what can we get on him? Trey Forte, okay. All right, Trey entered the villa on day 1 and was dumped from the island on day 14. I don't know how long Love Island is, but day 14 sounds pretty early. So hopefully, though, like, Love Island is only a dating competition, quote unquote, not a physical competition. Hopefully he'll fare better on the challenge. I know a lot of people wanted Deandra on the challenge, but I think more people are rooting for Nuris to get on the show. And then Lauren from Survivor. Now, this one doesn't specify which Lauren, because I think there's several Laurens that are on Survivor. Is it talking about Lauren Beck? Is that the Lauren? Unless that's probably the only one, because that's the only one I'm seeing. I think she could do well. It says here that she's won 9 challenges, and she's only had 1 vote against her. Those are pretty good odds. I also wanted to go ahead and talk about the cast that they suggested. Cara Maria and Paulie said that they do want to come back. So that's possible that they might be finally coming back. Josh is actually a regular on the show, and even production has had some bias towards him, which I'm not mad about. Personally, I like Josh. I feel like TJ himself, though, might be tired of seeing him all the time, because he does fight a lot. Nelson and Tori, they are great regulars. They are completely strong, and they do get a lot of shit, which I hate, honestly. I get why people don't like Tori, but I don't get why people don't like Nelson. Nelson has done some selfless shit, but I might need to dig more into that. Nam was a great competitor in Double Agents. Theo, fantastic competitor in both War of the Worlds. Jay, he went against CT and won. He deserves to come back. Jenny West lost in War of the Worlds 2, won in Total Madness. She deserved that win. She was definitely a strong player from the start. I'm surprised she lost to Tori in that Hall Brawl elimination. I don't know too much about Brittany. Michelle and Emmy were 2 great players as well. Michelle's a great Survivor player too. She won. She was a winner, and Emmy was the only rookie to make it to the finals. So good for her. Kyle, they put Kyle with question mark, and that could just be because he has a baby. Fair enough. Jose hasn't been on for a while, and he would have been on, I think, a season or 2 ago. And I think he was going to replace Josh, but Josh came into the cast, and so he was just dropped. But he definitely should come back. Emmanuel, Berna, Michaela, 100% rookies that I would definitely have back from Spies, Lies, and Allies. Asaph, he was supposed to come back, I think, in Double Agents, and then I think he was supposed to come back again this season, Spies, Lies, and Allies, and neither of them happened. But hopefully he still gets another chance, because I think he could be a really great competitor. Natalie N, love Natalie N. She needs to come back. Esther, Huey, Corey L, Tasha, Ed, Priscilla. These are the other rookies from Spies, Lies, and Allies who definitely played on their own and played extremely well. Tasha has a big fan base, by the way, so I think it's a no-brainer that they need to call Tasha back for real. Like, they need to call her back, because if they want those ratings to go up, they introduced an entire new audience to the challenge. I remember pre-season, a lot of the Tasha fan base did not know what the challenge was. They had no clue. And now they're hooked in watching Tasha, and even some of them even stayed after Tasha got eliminated and was still watching. So the challenge just got an entirely new fan base into the show. Keep bringing her back, and those Titans are going to come back. That's what I believe. And if any of the Titans are watching, I'm sorry. Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to see you. Hope you stay. Now, the vets. We already talked about most of these, but I want to go into Hunter. They say specifically for Hunter there might be a chance. Hunter has actually talked about wanting to come back to the challenge. And the challenge production, they could have picked that up. I think he said that back before Double Agents aired. So they could have put him for Spies, Lies, and Allies, and I'm surprised that they still haven't. I don't know if I put Hunter on my list of people that could be coming to the challenge. If I didn't, I know I should have. They also said CT's working on a movie. I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that CT was going to take off anyway. So anybody who did say that my list seems inaccurate because there's a lot of actual returnees that are missing, most of them probably are just stopping, or at least taking a break because of how long they have been on. Like, taking a break from the challenge isn't foreign. It's stuff that happens a lot more often than we think. But that was this person, Michael's prediction, and I believe it's the biggest prediction that we're going to see. They also said they would love to see someplace in Asia, and a location switch towards the final. I think a good place from Asia could be the Philippines. I think the Philippines is a beautiful place. It's only from pictures I've seen. In all honesty, I've never been to the Philippines. I've never been anywhere in Asia before. But I think the Philippines sounds like a fantastic place to even host the season. So that's where my thoughts are going to. But for this part, let me know what you think down below, and let's move on to the next person. Next up, shout out to Nelson, who also had some stuff to say about their predictions for the challenge and who they wanted to see. Natalie Anderson, Michaela, Michelle, and Kels are players that they want to see. And then for a rookie, they want to see Xander from Survivor 41. Apart from those 5, they do believe that Emmy, Berna, Tori, Cara Maria, Amber B, Nelson, Kyle, Paulie, Logan, and Corey will be back. I like where this is going. It's pretty short. They love Survivor, as you can tell, since most of the cast in the first line is Survivor. They want Natalie to come back, they want Michaela and Michelle to come back, and then they also want Xander from Survivor 41, which is the most recent season at the time of recording this, to air. They want him to join the show. They also want Kels from Too Hot to Handle to return to the show as well, which he's a tough competitor. I'm actually upset that he went out as early as he did. And then they also said Emmy, Berna, Tori, Cara Maria, Amber B, Nelson, Kyle, Paulie, Logan, and Corey. Now, Emmy, Berna, Tori, Cara Maria, Nelson, Kyle, Paulie, we've already talked about. So this, I'm going to specifically talk about Amber B, Logan, and Corey. Logan was literally the 3rd rookie left in the competition. After all the rookies were left, it was him, Emmanuel, and Emmy, and he lost to an elimination against Emmanuel. Now, those 3 are tough competitors. So I would love to see Logan return with Emmanuel and Emmy, and they're all friends, I know that, and they're all extremely chill with each other. I believe Josh had actually hung out with Emmanuel and Logan together at one point last year. So they're all cool with each other. They're all friends. That's great. Logan coming back would be fantastic. Amber B was actually put as an alternate for Spies, Lies, and Allies. And then she finally comes in. Hopefully they don't do her like that again, because she won Double Agents, but then she was put as an alternate for Spies, Lies, and Allies. Like, what? They did the same thing with Jenny West too, where they put her as an alternate for Double Agents, but the difference is Amber got into the show, Jenny didn't. But they were both winners from the season previous that they played. Like, going into going into Double Agents, Jenny won Total Madness, and then going into Spies, Lies, and Allies, Amber had won Double Agents. So, in all honesty, I kind of want to... Well, not kind of, I do want to see Amber B. I love the Big Brother players. I do want to see a lot more Amazing Race players, though, join the show. We've only had Natalie and Jennifer, and they've only both have been in one season. And then Corey. He's actually less likely out of everyone on this list, because he's already stated that he wants to take a break, that he won't be coming back to the next season, and yeah. So we already know he's not coming back next season. Let's go on to the next one. Finally, we're going to take on this last prediction from Keanu Hill, so shout outs to you. The rookies that he wants to see are Hayata Kajihara from Sasuke 39, Brooke Hyland from Dance Mobs, Brittany D'Angelo from Big Brother 23, Joey Sasso from The Circle, Manny Dadon from The Rap Game. Did you see my my mock challenge season? I only posted like one episode, and then I decided not to do it anymore. My apologies. Gino Cosuela from Dance Moms AGT SYTYCD. I actually don't know what that is. Oh, but she was on both Dance Moms and America's Got Talent, which, if you don't know, Joseph Allen was also from America's Got Talent, so it's possible that we could still get another one. Giannina Gabelli from Love is Blind, and then Liana Wallace or Xander Hastings from Survivor 41, another person that wants Xander. Vets would be Cara Maria, Polly, Amanda, Devin, Nelson, Emmy, Emmanuel, Josh, possibly, Jonah, Amber B, Zach, Jenna, Laurel, Teresa, Jay, Logan, Michelle, possibly Asaph, possibly Wes, Mark, Tina, Jody, Brad, Kellyanne, Kahutta, Derek, Hunter, or Veronica, and then the location would be in Tokyo, Japan. So I'm liking this list, so let's talk about it. So right off the bat, I noticed that these vets actually consist of a lot of the all-star vets and the regular vets from the main show, which I'm really liking. So they're saying Josh, possibly Asaph, possibly Michelle, possibly. Michelle and Asaph are definitely possible. I think Josh is just a given because they really like Josh, like I said before. Cara Maria, Polly, they want to win. Boom. Amanda and Devin, they also want to finally get a win. Amanda and Devin is definitely someone who is just, he wants a win and he wants to keep playing until he gets that win. And then who knows what he does after he gets his first win. Maybe he'll play again. Maybe he'll take a break. I don't know. We already talked about Nelson, Emmy, Emmanuel. But then we go to Jonah, who actually competed in the first and second season of the Challenge All-Stars. And I believe she's set to appear on the third season, if memory serves correct. And she's definitely in shape, and she definitely should come to the main seasons again. And actually, Polly threw shade at a whole bunch of like all-star cast members, saying that they wouldn't hold up in the challenge now. So I like this list because it's possible that a bunch of these like older veterans will come teach the newbies like how to actually play the game. People like Derek and Brad and Kellyanne and Kahutta and Jody and Tina and Mark, Wes, Veronica. Just give Polly a run for his money. Now, did this list have... No. Okay, I was looking at... Wait, yes it does. This list says Zach and Jenna. I don't think they're coming in together. I think it's going to be one person comes in, one person is not going to be here. And it's going to be either Zach or Jenna. I don't think they're going to be on the same seasons anymore because I believe, weren't they expecting a child? Or aren't they expecting a child? Or I believe the child's already born. So they have a child. Laurel, Teresa are also two old school. They aren't on the Challenge All-Stars, but they are definitely old school players. Could also give... Well, I mean, I guess Polly more or less gave Laurel a run for her money. So I guess, it is what it is. Jay coming back would be amazing. I love Jay. And again, we already talked about all the All-Stars just like a few seconds ago. But then Hunter as well. Like I said again, it's possible that he could be coming back. But that's if the production wants him. So those are all like the big predictions. Let's also talk about though the rookies for here, because I almost forgot about those. Hayate Kajihara is actually from a show, I believe it's recorded in Japan, and I don't think they've had like any like Japanese or Chinese contestants, and that's something I've always thought about. I'm like, what? Maybe they should bring in these Japanese and Chinese players as well, since they're starting to take people from around the world. Brooke Highland and Gino, I don't think Dance Moms would be a place that they would take from, although it would be really cool if they did. I don't think they would take from Dance Moms. Brittany, I don't think is going to be on the show. Joey has a good chance of being on the show. Manny the Don, I think the rap game might be a little too obscure for that. And then Giannina from Love is Blind. I think Love is Blind is a show that they can take from. And then again, this is another one that has Xander Hastings, but this also comes with Liana Wallace. And they say Liana or Xander from Survivor 41. And I think more Survivor players would definitely be fun. if you guys did enjoy this and me talking to you guys, breaking this down like this, let me know down below. I want to do more of these speculation type videos with you guys, and hopefully you do enjoy, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out.